You don't start this journey as a child with a glove and a dream. You started in a cramped office with a desk phone and a quota. The numbers are printed in bold black font on a spreadsheet taped above your monitor like commandments. You don't really know what they mean yet, only that you're supposed to hit them, and that your new boss smiles a little too wide when he says, if you don't, someone else will. You wear a new suit that doesn't fit right, the sleeves too long, the collar too tight. You sit down, pick up the phone, and dial your first lead. Your voice cracks halfway through the script you practiced in the mirror. The line goes silent. The client says they'll think about it. You hang up and your hand shakes, but weirdly it excites you because it means the game is real now. Rejection feels like a puzzle, not a death sentence, and you believe if you just learn the pieces, you can solve it. At first, you're terrible. Every no feels like a brick on your chest. You read your pitch too fast, your jokes fall flat, your fake confidence is so obvious even you don't buy it. But then you watch the veterans, the ones with $1,000 watches and calm voices, the ones who lean back in their chairs like they've already won before the client even answers. You see how they pace themselves, how they know when to shut up, how they make silence work for them. You start copying them. You lower your voice. You slow down. You let the client fill the air with their own needs. Suddenly you're not talking at people, you're listening to them. When you finally close your first deal, it feels like a miracle. The rush is better than the paycheck. The contract is small, barely covers your rent, but the signature means you belong. It means you're not just pretending anymore. Then comes the grind, the endless cycle of calls, meetings, rejections, quotas that grow every quarter. You sacrifice weekends to trade shows, vacations to last-minute client dinners, birthdays to strategy sessions. You scroll through motivational quotes at 2 a.m. because you can't sleep and you need to believe this is worth it. Your friends stop inviting you out because you're always working. Your relationships thin out because you're never fully present, even when you are. Your phone is always buzzing, an urgent email, a late-night call, a follow-up. You tell yourself it's temporary, that once you hit a certain number, once you land a big enough client, it will ease up. But it never does. The bar keeps moving higher. It never stops. You start to chase not just money, but identity. When you're closing deals, you feel untouchable. When you're not, you feel like a fraud. You begin tying your self-worth to your sales board position. Every Monday morning meeting becomes a judgment day. The boss points at numbers like they're gospel. Your name glows green or red depending on the week. When it's green, you walk taller. When it's red, you feel like you're shrinking into the carpet. You lie to yourself that it doesn't matter. You lie to others that you're fine. But every no cuts deeper than it should. Every missed quota feels like a warning that your entire life could collapse. Then you break through. You land the client everyone said was impossible. You spend months nurturing the lead, endless coffees, late-night emails, compromise after compromise, and finally, one afternoon, they sign. Your pen shakes as you scrawl your name next to theirs. You close the biggest deal of your career, and suddenly the office looks at you differently. You're not just another salesperson, you're the closer, the ace, the one who can make the impossible happen. Your boss claps you on the back, your coworkers whisper your name, your commission check feels like freedom. You go home and sit in silence, staring at the numbers in your bank account, realizing for the first time you're ahead. You're actually ahead. But it doesn't last. It never does. Success breeds expectation. Your quota doubles, your pipeline fills with harder clients, your boss starts saying things like, let's see if you can repeat that. You stop celebrating wins because every win just resets the bar higher. You get addicted to the chase, the thrill of closing, but the fear grows with it. The fear that if you slow down, if you take your foot off the gas even for a week, someone else will catch up. Someone else will steal your spot while you're off breathing, and suddenly everything you built will collapse. You tell yourself you're built for this. You convince yourself it's worth it. But late at night, lying awake, staring at the ceiling, you feel the weight pressing down and you wonder how long a human body can actually carry it.
You keep pushing because stopping isn't an option anymore. By now, you've been in the game long enough to know the rules. No one remembers your last win for long. They only ask what you've closed this week, this month, this quarter. Your title might have changed, your suit might fit better, your watch might shine, but you're still standing in front of the same scoreboard, fighting to prove you belong. The pressure doesn't come just from above anymore. It comes from the people under you, too. The rookies who watch your every move, who whisper your name like a legend in the break room, who assume you're unshakable because you're their standard. They don't know the truth. They don't know how many nights you lie awake staring at the ceiling, wondering if tomorrow will be the day you finally burn out. They don't see the moments you almost crack in front of a client, the moments you swallow your pride because you can't afford to lose. They just see the wins. They only ever see the wins. The grind eats years before you notice. Weddings missed, birthdays skipped, vacations canceled because a client decided they wanted a meeting on the 1 week you promised yourself you'd rest. You start telling yourself this is the cost of ambition, that greatness demands sacrifice. And yet, some nights you catch yourself wondering what the point really is. You stare at the ceiling fan in another hotel room miles from home and ask yourself if the commission checks can ever repay the silence you've accumulated in your personal life. Still, you rise every morning and put the tie back on because the game isn't just about money anymore. It's about identity. You've invested too much of yourself into this to quit. To walk away now would feel like erasing your entire life. So you keep selling, you keep chasing, you keep burning. Then the cracks appear. A client ghosts you after months of talks. A prospect switches to a competitor at the last second. You bomb a presentation you thought you had nailed. And suddenly, for the first time in years, you feel vulnerable. Not invincible, not untouchable, just human. You wonder if this is how it ends, quietly, with the slow realization that you've been replaced, that someone younger, hungrier, faster is already at your heels. But instead of breaking, you bend. You start adjusting. You stop pretending to be the slick closer with the perfect pitch and start leaning into something else, experience. You learn that listening is more powerful than talking, that asking the right question can close a deal faster than the best rehearsed script. You trade flash for substance. You shift from selling products to selling trust. And strangely, it works. Clients stop seeing you as a salesman and start seeing you as a partner.
With age comes clarity. You realize the game never really changes, but how you play it does. You no longer chase every lead. You choose the ones that matter. You no longer burn yourself out trying to hit numbers that don't make sense. You find ways to win smarter, not harder. And in that shift, something unexpected happens. You start to breathe again.
You become the veteran, the one younger reps call when they're panicked before a pitch, the one management leans on when the room feels unstable. You're no longer the rookie trying to prove yourself, nor the hotshot trying to dominate every board. You're the steady hand, the voice that calms chaos. You start mentoring. You start teaching. You tell rookies to enjoy the ride, to celebrate the small wins, to remember that one bad call doesn't end a career. You don't tell them about the nights you broke down in silence, the deals that left scars, the years you lost to fear. You just smile and say, keep going. You're doing fine. And then one day, it comes full circle. Not with a bang, not with an announcement, but with a quiet shift. The quotas stop mattering. The numbers stop defining you. You're no longer living for the scoreboard. You're living for the people, the teammates who remind you of yourself, the clients who trust you like family, the moments where you see someone else's light bulb flash on because of something you said. The game that once felt like it was draining your soul now feels like something else. That's the payoff no one told you about. It isn't just the money, though you made some. It isn't just the title, though you earned that too. It's the fact that you survived. You endured the rejections, the quotas, the grind, and came out the other side still standing, still in the game. And in a profession where most burn out long before they hit the 10-year mark, that alone makes you special.
So yes, it sucks to be a salesperson. It takes your time, your energy, your relationships, your sanity, and dares you to give more. But if you're strong enough, stubborn enough, maybe even foolish enough to keep chasing, it gives you something back, a sense of resilience, a sense of identity, a story worth telling.
And when you look back, you realize the rejection you once feared became the fire that forged you. And if you had to do it all again, you would.